All right. So hop on here late night. Got to get it done. That's the dedication and commitment I have to my craft. Promise my coaching community members a podcast on can you hear reason. I want to get that done. Let's look at the definitions first. Just dive right into it. This podcast is brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. First Step Coaching is my coaching program. I'm doing an exemplary job of putting information out there. If you want to be a part of my coaching community, in the emails I send out with tips and advice, I promote my new products, my webinars, everything I have going on. I just drop knowledge and wisdom on you. But I keep you abreast of what's going on. I offer discounts, coaching program, and different products. So that's what it is. So be a part of the First Step Coaching community by inboxing me, shooting me something in the DM, or by hitting the hotline. I have it over here on YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib, right? But let's get into the definitions of reason. I want to give you a construct of why I asked the question, can you hear reason? So reason is actually a noun and a verb at the same time. They're both, if you use it as a noun and a verb, you're using it the same way. It's the power of the mind to think, understand, and form judgments by a process of logic. Underline that. By a process of logic. Process of logic. So many people are forced to make judgments quickly every day. But when you do that, you're doing that based on your experience or education. Better decisions can be made when you vet them through a process of logic called reason. That's why it stands to reason that we use the word reason when we're asked afterward, regardless of the results. Steve Jobs, Denzel Washington, Steve Harvey, people who are speaking publicly, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, they're asked the reason they do what they do a lot. Like, why do you do what you do? What's the reason you're successful? So we want to know the process. Now, it says form judgments by a process of logic. Let's look at the definition of the word logic. Reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. Now, you hear young people these days say that's not valid. They use the word cap, but it started with that's not valid. So everybody can understand what I'm saying when I say, simply, there's strict principles involved. You don't want to be known as somebody that caps all the time if you're a young person. And if you're an adult, you definitely don't want to be known as somebody that doesn't keep their word. It's called credit score, right? So can you hear reason? Can you hear it? Is it now, when I was younger, I can honestly say that for the majority of my life, I couldn't hear reason. Reason was right there talking to me on mute. And what I'm saying is, man, the people that loved us, that cared about us, even if they were strangers and wanted to just be a do-gooder and a good Samaritan and bless us with some wisdom or knowledge, or just try to, impulsively keep us from, making a bad snap judgment. Even in that situation, we're surrounded by reason. You tell me one young person that that's, using their phone and the internet to do homework or to do a project or to just build their knowledge base, have their own personal studies time, and just go online and just build their knowledge. Google has, free language courses now. So you can go on Google and one young person, I'll say 16 and under, that's doing it. And it's literally millions of other young people that are allowing the internet and their access to it on their phones and mobile devices of all kinds. It's allowing them to block out reason. That young person that's seeking knowledge looks for reason. They're looking to build themselves. So they have to reason. The word reason is a huge part of our lives, but for some reason, many of us can't hear reason, don't listen to reason, aren't looking for a good reason. So when you hear that there has to be a process, trust the process, when you hear that, it's for a good reason. Because even the word reason, when you look at it in a court of law to, on the job, if your performance is lacking, people are going to know what's the reason that you did something. They want to know your process of logic. How did you get to that point? If you have 4 kids and they all have their own mom, people want to know what the reason for that is. So I'm going to do a podcast that says, can you hear reason, to enlighten you, to elevate your thinking. And I apologize for it being so late at night. I mean, I was supposed to be at 10 and here we are 11:30, just getting really into it. But I have to get it out there to you. It's so important. Because if you can't hear reason, you're the old me. And the old me was a terrible dude. I have a story. I have a past. I don't mind breaking it down briefly. I came up in very, very poor setting, poverty stricken. And so I insulated myself from listening to reason. No one gave me a good reason why I was born poor and had to suffer so much. So, I'm telling you, you insulate yourself and the reason's just not there. So now I'm doing a podcast about, can you hear reason? Because I didn't become conscious till like the age 41, 42, 43. And I'll be 49 in a couple of days. So the last 7 years, I've enjoyed life in a whole different, everything's new. I'm like a toddler. I'm like a newborn. Everything's new. Because my mind is now willing to embrace reason, hear reason. Now, it can be said that, easily it can be said, oh, you're just saying that now because you're successful. You never had it tough. Taibu Muad'Dib. We look at your page. Oh. Yeah, he was poor. He was gone. We don't see a post for 2 years. He went through a tough time. You know what that vacation was about? Because I didn't listen to reason. My mom told me. My friends told me. The women that I have children by told me. Everybody tried to tell me. And I'm telling you right now, I couldn't hear reason. Reason was right there. Reason was everywhere around me. But my mind wouldn't embrace it. Trauma does that. To all you trauma victims, the First Step Coaching Program is for you. Many of you, and I'm not saying I'm self-healed. I'm just saying I worked on myself for decades. I'm telling you right now that because I went through it, I have truncated it for you. This will work. I've truncated what you need to do to elevate your thinking and to be able to hear reason, to be able to put yourself through a process of logic so you finally see the self-improvement that you've been searching for the whole time. I got to put this out here. This one's going, and these are just the challenges. I'm sitting here doing the podcast, and all of a sudden my screen want to freeze. It's okay. I'm just going to continue to roll through it. I'm ready for all that. But what I'm saying, if what I'm saying is true, get in the comment section and let me know. I'm telling you right now, the bottom line is I can hear reason, right? I'm telling you, like, I can hear reason. And what that allows me to do, people, is it allows me to have control over myself in the way that I didn't have before. It allows me to respond to challenges more successful than ever before, and that's just being real. So I just want you guys to know that I'm doing the best I can to get down to the nitty gritty, and just I have to make sure I have the right post for this when I put this out here. So I'm going 10 minutes at a time over here. Let me get over here. Let me get over here and get this right. Booyah. Booyah. Let me get this done. Now, I had this on the computer the whole time, but I'm not going to let any of these things affect what I'm doing. But I definitely will from now on plug this up. I just made sure that I was good to go the whole time. Let me get this done. It's the policies that work and the leadership style that work for the American people. I think we have to bring that back to the White House, and I'm fighting to try to do that. Well, I'm just trying to upload these 10 minutes at a time so my people can get it. I can't go live right now because TikTok, they're so restrictive. You just can't say anything. You have to be nicey person. Well, I guess I can't go over there because it's uploading my video. But let me go ahead and go live again. All right. So I'm right back at you. So, but yeah. So now I got my devices all squared away. And I'm rolling back over here on TikTok again. Apologize for the quick break. It's 11:30 at night. I do apologize for all the juxtaposing of my equipment, but now I'm plugged up over here. My battery's low over here, but I should be able to get through a couple more of these 10-minute joints. And right here on Facebook, hi everybody on Facebook. I'm going hard. Reason into logic. Logic is attached to strict principles of validity, and reason is attached to a process of logic. Look how I'm building this up for you. You're going to get some out of this. If you guys can deal with if we can press the reset button and get back to business. Reason, can you hear reason? Reason is attached to a process of logic, where logic is attached to strict principles of validity. Is it valid? I was talking to a young lady. Look, African women, Black women, whatever you want to call the melanated people these days. Wow. Everything. All my stuff is going out. Okay, cool. Low power. Let's deal with it. So, social media, hi, Brick Lady. Social media is inundated with black people talking about Black people. Like, we're really coming against each other. And the one of the main themes with Black women is, oh, there's no good Black men and all this. And so that statement is a tough one for me as a Black man to hear. It's a, African man to hear, because like I want to listen and hear and understand where they're coming from. But when you have African women, Black women that don't know how to respect a man, so they don't respect their man. They have bought into popular hip hop culture and they don't respect themselves, but they want to be respected. After making a couple of bad decisions, they have baggage right in the home and they don't know what to do with it, but they don't want help dealing with it when it comes in the form of reason. So You have all these things going on, but it's so easy to just throw the blame on the black man, whether it's the dad that either they ran off or ran off on them, or it's the men they date after that who don't want to pay for another man's mistakes or another man's responsibility. I'll date you, but you got to take care of that with him on your own. And people don't want to hear that. Oh, if you're with her, you're with the children too. Why? So in saying that, okay, we'll talk about the reason. What's the reason the black woman would say all black men, are messed up? What reason would she say that? That's her personal feelings about because no one person can really know all black men. You know what I'm saying? So, that statement, it sounds like anger, frustration, pain, some trauma, right? Different things. So, what we're looking at now is we're looking at a situation where, you develop sort of a mindset where, okay, is this valid? Is this adhering, and can it be assessed by strict principles of validity? The one thing that is valid is that person had some sort of contact with a black man at some point in time, and that left them with a bad taste in their mouth. Now that's valid. That's valid. But if you stop and listen to their story, at one point in time, they were into this person. Okay, so what happened? Oh, that person tricked me. That person used me. Now, I've done podcasting for over 3 years now straight, and I'm letting people know, like, look, I was always talking about, reason and the process of logic. So, I gave, some steps for dating. What I thought my winning strategy was, if you want to date for the purpose and date to get married, I did a podcast on what I believe to be is a winning strategy for that. So I put the information out there. Now I'm like I said, I'm truncating it. I'm putting it all into one meal for you to eat. I call it Transformation 6. So this Can You Hear Reason podcast is brought to you by Transformation 6, which is this new teaching and coaching series that I'm on for the next 6 weeks. Transformation 6 is for all you self-diagnosers, for all of you out there that believe that you have exactly what you need. You don't, but if you believe that you do, this is for you. Transformation 6. Because over this next 6 weeks, we're going to discover why, even though you diagnose yourself to be lazy or you're just mean or grumpy, you're cranky all the time, or you diagnose yourself to be less capable of others to achieve things for whatever reason. We're going to discover this next 6 weeks why you couldn't get the results that you're looking for on your own, even if it's just a start. How come that's not happening? We're going to find out. We're going to work on that so much until you experience some real self-improvement. I mean, because once you have the problem, we can solve that. Now we can just put activities to handle it. But you might not know because you're a self-diagnoser, and you can't diagnose yourself, people. You can't do that. It's not sound principle. It's not good reasoning. So so you're tricking yourself and fooling yourself. That's why you can't get the results. So you want to experience some real self-improvement. So once we know the actual root of your problem, we've already improved you. We've already increased your chances of making that leap. You already improved because now me becoming conscious was what I just said. It was me realizing the problem. Once I saw what the problem was, I became conscious. Like, oh, okay, I can't do that no more. And you know how difficult it is? You know how difficult, because we're creatures of habit. You know how difficult it is to not do something anymore? Come on now. Talk to me. My coaching community members, I'm just really starting to reach out to you and follow up. I'm really going to get you guys all on my call list. I'm going to reach out to you. I am. I'm gonna brave the phone and really reach out to you. And some of you might not want to hear from me because you're still going to self-diagnose yourself. But I know many of you, the majority of you, are going to be happy and glad I finally rang your phone. I'm going to reach out to you. Join the coaching program. Get the EFC work with the free download. Let's get you going. All right. But In these 6 weeks, we're going to discover why you couldn't get your own results, so you can experience some real self-improvement. And then before the coaching series is over, we're going to help you develop a personal maintenance program. Because we're creatures of habit. I don't want to leave you you can get all gassed up, you made some improvements and stuff, and the coaching series is over. No, I want to make sure that you have a personal maintenance program to continue on. So make sure you have your own little booklets out and you're taking notes. So reason, can you hear reason, which is attached to a process of logic, and logic is attached to strict principles of validity. All right. So let's use these in a sentence, right? So we look at reason. So it says one of the examples that was given was Newton reasoned that there had to be a force such as gravity. Now the reason that I bring that out is because many women they're not looking for the forces that drive a man into their presence. If you look at the force that drives a man into your presence, you look at how you dress, how you talk, how you act, how you operate and carry yourself. You think about what you bring to the table. What's the force driving that man into your presence? That should give many of you women a cause to pause, like, whoa, what did you just say? What I'm saying is Newton reasoned that there had to be a force. So many of you are just taking men that approach you at face value. You're not thinking about the force that drove them towards you. Because, and if you and women around the globe, you can raise your hand. It's definitely not always sex. Come on, somebody. It's definitely not always sex. The sex might be their way in for other things, but that force that drove them to you, nah. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing right here. I'm gonna run this off again. All right. Get this going again. I ain't gonna play with it. I'm just copying and pasting and moving on from it. All right. All right, come on now, let's go. I'm not trying to look at that. It's always something. Go ahead and post this and go on to the next one. Turn this on. So I know I'm getting somewhere. And look, don't watch my videos if you want the fancy stuff, if you want the fluff, if you want, for me to, scream and yell at you. I'm here to coach you. Now, sometimes I do get fired up in my webinars and when I'm doing a coaching session for my coaching community, for the members that, have invested in themselves. Even sometimes when I'm podcasting, I be fired up. But I'm the kind of coach that wants you to learn the play. Come on, somebody. Say it again for him, Taibu. I'm the coach that wants you to learn the play. Because I know when it's time for when it's time for you to put you in the game, I know that if you make the play, it's going to be because you learned it. If you miss the play, it's going to be because you lost focus, which is why I have the what? Effort, focus, and commitment workbook. So we can work on that. But your chances as your coach of this team, we're going to be wildly successful because you're going to know the play. So you have to be, if you know the play, you might not overcome and achieve and get the win, but you're definitely going to make a mark. You're definitely going to, make a dent. You're definitely going to do something, you're going to get something right because you know the play. Now, what are you saying, Taibu? I'm going to use a football example. Yes, I'm a football player. So because I know the play, I know as a defensive end that if the ball is snapped and the tackle goes high hat, it's standing straight up and is blocking down towards the center, I have to get wide because full flow is coming my way. If I stay inside, they're gonna get the edge and it's gonna be a free run probably to the touchdown. So because I know the play, I have to be ready for it. But because I know the play, the way my defensive coordinator designed the scheme, when I see a high hat and that tackle turns back to me, I got to immediately get wide. Because I'm getting the fullback, the running back, I'm getting full flow my way. Probably a quarterback rollout. I don't know. So when I get out there, I might not make the tackle or stop the quarterback from passing the ball or getting whatever. I might not make the complete play. But I'll be out there in a position to make the play because I know the play. And that's huge elevation for many of you, is if you know the play, you'll be in a position to make the play. Many of you, you don't even know the play, so you'll never be in a position to make the play that you desire to make, which is self-improvement, to prove yourself in whatever area that you want to improve with your business, your relationship. Like I said, the big three for me, when I coach folks, everybody on my coaching program right now is part of the big three: finance, fitness, or relationship. All right. So Newton reasoned that there had to be a force such as gravity. Ladies, this is just primarily for you. Realize that that guy is coming to you for something. You know, he's coming to you for something. I don't want to sound morbid or crude, but everybody can self-pleasure themselves. So if he's reaching out, if he's driving on you, coming at you hard, putting the quote unquote turn on the charm or whatever the case may be, it's definitely, you know, he's definitely there's some force driving him. It's a force driving him. So you have to, you know, just know that. That's the play. You know the play. All right. Grace kept her voice gentle as if she was reasoning with a child. There's another example, right? Reasoning with someone. How do you express yourself? How do you express your logic to someone to get them to see your perspective? What is your perspective? The lawyer reasoned with the jury, presenting a compelling argument. How do you negotiate? When's it time to negotiate? Many of you are in relationships where there are no healthy boundaries. Learn to negotiate the healthy boundaries. Learn to talk about that. Do not be afraid. You don't have to use abusive language or physical abuse. Definitely not. But I'm just saying, learn how to negotiate. If you're in a relationship you want to be in, learn how to negotiate and express healthy boundaries with your partner. All right. Present a compelling argument. It's a process. Don't think that you can just say it one time and it's going to happen. It's a process. All right. It's definitely a process. So, so that's the process. So then we have logic. So you have the logic and you want to know what's going on. So there's a situation where you can say there's some logic to what he or she says, right? There's some logic to it. What's logic attached to? When somebody says that, they're saying what? There's some strict principles of validity. So if somebody says there's some logic attached to that argument, that means they're saying something about the argument is valid. Am I helping y'all out today? Get in the comment section, let me know. Now, a person could say, there's no logic in your reasoning, buddy. It's not attached to something valid. You know, nothing. And you know what I'm talking about. If a person argues you down about why unicorns exist, you're like, bro, where's the logic at? You know, you're giving a great explanation, but where's the attachment to principles of validity? Am I making sense? Can you hear reason? Can you hear reason? Can you hear reason? So, you know, like I said, I love the way Les Brown tells stories. So, you know, I know that there are people out there that are in a bind. I know a person that was in a bind and really didn't know what to do. So this person did nothing, and things just got worse. The person's still doing nothing. Can that person hear reason? Probably not. I used to be that person. I'm not anymore. So I'm hard pressed to really overly judge that person. But there are many of you out there who can hear reason, and you're attached to somebody that won't or can't. You're attached to somebody that can't hear reason. Many of you out there can hear reason, but you're attached to somebody that can't hear reason. What do you think happened in that situation? You have one person who is attached to a process of logic, and their logic is attached to principles of validity, and one person who isn't. And I'm telling you right now, it's unreasonable to try to reason with the unreasonable. I read that in the book. Read, people. I read that in the book. It's unreasonable to try to reason with someone who's unreasonable. That's it. So if you can listen to reason, if you can hear reason talking to you, and reason's not on mute, what does that put you in a position to do? To win. To win your way out of that bad relationship, off that bad job, and into a good career. You have to take the war to the man or woman in the mirror. I want you to get off this podcast, and I challenge each of you to look yourself in the mirror. Is that person looking back at you? Can they hear reason? If you're grossly overweight, they can't hear it. If you're broken, you don't believe you should be, that person in the mirror can't hear reason right now. That's why you joined the coaching program. I will help you elevate your thinking and your perspective so that you can hear reason. Because the person in the mirror who you admit can't is dominating you. They're winning and you're losing. So if I asked you, can you hear reason, and you say no, that's an honest answer. But it's one that needs to be addressed. Join the First Step Coaching Program. I want to be a part of your transformation. I'm Taibu Muad'Dib. I love all of you. Thank you for joining me. I just didn't want to do any more TikToks. I had to go ahead and wrap that one up. I'm going to stay on for a couple more seconds over here on Facebook. Yeah, TikTok put me in TikTok jail because I had asked everybody. I was talking about, body positive stuff. I asked folks, I was like, man, do you know a fat family? Where the mom's fat and the baby's fat and the kids is fat. And I was basically saying that, it's nothing wrong with them. Fat people are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But what I was saying was simply, low battery. I was simply saying that that being fat is unhealthy, and TikTok shut me down. And I'm telling the truth. That's stuck in strict principles of validity. God is good to me, so I'm able to use my personal life most of the times, my past, present, and my future. I'm able to use that as people would say to a pastor as pulpit material, things to preach from, things to speak on, lessons to give. So, to be in a situation where I'm in a household full of people that can't hear reason when I clearly am listening to it, it's tough. It's tough. It really is. But to my point about there being a process involved, I'm trying to help them all go through the process of logic. I want them to start, sticking to principles that are valid. They're not, no one's doing anything that's valid. That makes no sense. Everybody's just kind of willy-nilly and you know, it's an existence. It's not living. You know, I feel like I'm thriving every time I put my hand to something, and this coaching program is building back up with the release of my book. So I feel like I'm thriving. Get the book, Coach Taibbi's Winning Strategies now. I feel like I'm thriving. I feel like I'm making a mark. I'm making a dent. I'm making an impact. I'm having an impact, right, on the community. It's important. So I got the hotline up here, man, and the email address for the company over there. No problem. How to reach me directly. Over here on Facebook, all of you can inbox me. You know who I am. Can you hear reason? I mean, I've dropped some bombs tonight. I want to reiterate that this T6 Transformation 6 coaching series, I want you to join the program during this series because I have, like 25 coaching course curriculums to line you up with. You'll get one course curriculum and I roll that out to you. It's awesome opportunity to really do something different this year. You want to start 2025 a new person. Now's the time right here in the summer to join the coaching program. We'll go 6 months. It'll be great. So this 6 weeks, we want to discover why you couldn't get your own results, so you can experience some real self-improvement, and then develop you a personal maintenance program. And so if once you're a part of the coaching community, like, this is free game. I'm just helping you understand why you want to become a member of the coaching program. I'm doing this coaching series. You understand? I'm the real deal. I can help you elevate. And when I tell you guys to look at my page, I'm not, jacking like, or boasting like, bragging on what I have. I'm talking about look at the improvements and the achievements over time. Not 1 week I'm here and 1 week I'm talking about. If you look on my Facebook page, especially my Facebook page, my TikTok page, not so much, I just started that, but maybe last year, but look at my Facebook page, my Instagram pages, you see how, what was going on. You see it developing without question. If you want some self-improvement, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. And if you all wondering how come I don't have all the fancy stuff and the music behind me and the background stuff like that, it costs money. The less money I spend coaching, having the materials and having the coaching program to coach you with, the less money I have to charge you with. That's why I know my prices are competitive for my coaching program. You should invest in it. Right? Invest in yourself. Right? Make that investment. Learn the wisdom of investing in yourself financially, no matter what it is. If you'll pay a therapist, or you'll pay, a person to do your hair, whatever, you're trying to improve yourself, improve your appearance, keep it up. Cool. But your perspective needs to elevate if you can't hear reason. Effort, focus, and commitment is the foundation of what I do. This T6 series, I got effort and motion, focusing on meditations, and commitment is exhibited by the foundation that we build you with the coaching program. Got to have a solid foundation, right? I think I did a good job of breaking that down for you. Like I said, join the coaching program. I want to make sure that you're seeing the improvements that you want to see, that you're able to handle. I want to say like that you're able to handle challenges when they come. When you're challenged, I don't want you to get stressed and self-medicate or beat yourself down or fall into depression. And no, get the book, Coach Taibbi's Winning Strategy. Start looking at life like, all I need for that is a winning strategy. My girlfriend's acting up. All I need is a winning strategy. My boyfriend keeps coming home too late, or he never answers his phone or whatever. Winning strategy. My boss is sweating me. I think I might lose my job. Winning strategy. I want to start my business. I filed for the LLC, but I don't know the first thing about marketing. Winning strategy. Coach Taibbi, can you help anybody do anything? No, I know nothing about scuba diving. I know nothing about crocodile wrestling. I can't help everybody do everything, right? So let's keep that real. But the things that I can help you with are it's a plethora of those things. It's many, because most of what you want to do is not for me to tell you how to do it. But if you're not getting it done to the level expectations that your boss might want or you see in yourself, that I can fix, I can build up. I can help you build up your motivation. I can help you build up your creativity, because these days everything's about innovation, right? Everything. I can help you build that up. Oh, and last but not least, I can help you find that committed part of yourself that's foundational, so you're not to be moved. Not to be moved. Until you address your issue, until you address it, you're not going to have the impact on the world around you that you want to have. You want to be a better mom? Join the coaching program. You want to be a better dad? Join the coaching program. All right. All right. Well, Taibu Muad'Dib, if you overcome, this is my quote, if you overcome today's challenges, tomorrow will feel like paradise. Taibu Muad'Dib. All right. Coach Taibu to many of you. Join the coaching program. I want to be a part of your transformation. Let's go. Get that done, baby. We did that. Yeah. Can you hear Reza? Can you? Can you hear me now? All right, let's do it. Let's do it.